Faf, where would you say you are as a team right now?
Disappointed. We made huge strides in that first test match. I think mostly from a confidence point of view. I've spoken before about almost being in a similar situation last time when we came back from India and carrying that confidence with us, dragging for quite some time, and we made real strides in that first week leading up to the series, in that first test match where we turned a corner as a team, or I felt like we turned a corner. And then the last two test matches, obviously fighting in the second one, but then to feel like we're just taking a little step back this third test, especially from a batting point of view. The first innings, to be bowled out for, there was a little bit of spin, but nothing that should get us out for that amount of total. And from a bowling point of view, I think we're doing well as a bowling unit. England are just showing us, from a batting point of view, how to apply yourself, how to get yourself in, and how to score big runs. I think that's the only difference at the moment in between the two teams. Ben Stokes is a player that is very good. We're struggling to get him out, and he's consistently scoring big runs. In our team, if someone gets in, he gets out. If a partnership starts developing, the partnership stops. They had one partnership of 200. And once that happens, you become in front of the game, and you see how different runs start flowing, even towards the India. And number 10 and 11, just because there's a little bit of momentum, all of a sudden it looks like it's a different pitch. And that's what makes Test cricket unique. You have to absorb pressure, and we're not doing that as well as we should as a batting unit.
There's a lot of noise around yourself and the top order and batting in general. Do you listen to that noise, and what do you say about speculation about your future?
I try to block it out, as one should do, but obviously myself and everyone else in the dressing room we're not robots, so it does get to you. As I said, confidence is a big thing in our batting lineup. We need to get confidence back and time in the middle and runs on the board. And there's no doubt in my mind that it will come eventually. It's just at the same time, there's quite a few of us that are in the same boat. And we don't have one or two guys standing up going, I'm going to score 100, I'm going to score 150, or even at 200. Then guys that are a little bit out of form or a little bit low in confidence can float under the radar a little bit. And then almost when that wave turns, they can start jumping back on it. But at the moment, there's quite a few of us that are underperforming, and that's fact, and that's myself included. 20s and 30s has never won test matches and will never win test matches. For me, it's about trying to be as mentally strong as I can and trying to block out all the noise. Yes, I've heard, obviously, there's a lot of rumours about retirement. I think I've been pretty clear with you guys regarding that I have committed myself to Cricket South Africa until the T20 World Cup. There isn't a lot of Test cricket left this year. One massive Test match where we need everyone to be as strong as possible to try and equal or draw the series. And then after that, there's obviously quite a big gap, which I've also said before, that there's an opportunity then to release some of that captaincy when it comes to giving guys opportunities in especially one-day cricket, to make sure we look forward to the future, so there's planning and purpose for 3-4 years down the line. And then there's 2 test matches in West Indies, and then it's obviously the rest of the year is white ball stuff, so not a lot of test cricket. And then most probably, I don't know, I can't look that far ahead, but most probably after that, then Test cricket will be something that possibly won't see me. But that's a decision that I'll only fully make then, as I've been saying for a while. For me now, it's just to be as strong as mentally possible, because we need our leaders in our team, we need our senior players. We need to be strong. It's a tough time for all of us, and we need to make sure we fight. Obviously, I'm personally, from a runs point of view, not up to the level where I should be, but I've still got a huge role to play as a captain to try and make sure I lift these guys up to fight to win a test match the next game.
Zahir Nasri, Fido's Ken.
Faf, obviously, when you started your captaincy, I think it went really well in the series wins came in. But over the last year, including the World Cup and now these India and these two defeats, and then KG also gets suspended. Like, is this the most pressure, the cause spiking up, the most pressure you've ever been since you've got that on?
Definitely. Like I said, I'm not a robot, so you do try and find ways to make sure that you are as strong as possible. But I think it's like anything. It's a character builder. You try and make sure that you learn as much about it yourself, even in the toughest of times, so that you can be strong for someone else. You know, you might go through it yourself, but someone else might see something through you that they can learn from in the future. It's a tough time, but there's no running away from it. There's no escape. I'm the leader of the team. I need to fight it, as I said in the World Cup. Unfortunately, it comes with a job description. As you said, there was a time when it was very, very nice and easy, and everything was going our way as a team, and we had a strong team, and we had a high success ratio. And now we're on the bottom side of that wave. Got to go back to the office and work again.
Nasri.
As our own captain, have you been surprised at the services that have been prepared, or is it what we expected and expected?
Yeah, as I said in the beginning of the summer, there was no clear message to any groundsmen around the country about something specific. It was a case of just getting good cricket wickets. This did surprise us in terms of how slow it was. Even speaking to the groundsman himself was surprised of the lack of pace that it had on the first day, and also the amount of turn that it takes. You know, normally spinners does play a role in PE, but generally not on day one and day two. You know, it wears and tears as a test match should, but a lot of wickets was taken by the spinners unexpectedly to us, and I suppose to them as well.
Faf, I understand you said you committed until the T20 World Cup and you've spoken about the schedule. Given that, is it a possibility that the one could be your last home test?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a possibility. It's what I in my mind, what I didn't want to do, and what I've said to you guys from the beginning is not to make decisions on emotions or where we are as a team. It's just about trying to be the strongest leader that I can be for the team. And for now, that's committing to this series. The worst thing a leader can do is pull the plug mid-series and say, sorry boys, I'm out, I've had enough. I don't think that's what leadership is all about. You have to stick through the tough times as well. So, yes, as I said before, after the T20 World Cup, reassess where I am, but obviously Test cricket is the format that takes the most out of you. It takes the most away from you, away from home. And also, if I'm brutally honest with myself, it's probably at the moment white ball cricket is where I'm the most successful. You know, one day cricket, my stats are up there with the best in the world. T20 cricket, my stats are up there. But at the moment in Test cricket, my stats are not as where they need to be. Obviously, from an average point of view, I don't look at where I'm now. I'm averaging 40, 41. I need to be more, I need better than that. As I said before, as a batting unit, the standards needs to be better. And at that moment, I'm not requiring that standards that is met as a player.
Faf, it was obviously a tough first day, losing the toss, but there was a bit of a fight that day, and you guys sort of got the game on even terms. Second day, though, from then on, I guess until this last wicket stand, there was very little fight. How much did the news about KG you think affect the team? And if you could also just talk about the reasons for KG not getting the new ball or the Madrid on the first day, and do you think maybe instead of firing him up, it might have just been too much pent-up frustration for him?
Because I'll start with the KG thing, and then I'll get back to the other one. Just remind me what you asked. KG, yeah, we spoke about it when we were talking about the balance of the side. myself, Bauchi, and also the bowling coach, Charles Langeveld. And just Pato, we were saying if he does come into contention, there was a swing wind that was forecasted over the scoreboard, as they would say in PE. Pato is the kind of bowler that makes the new ball, you play a lot. We felt for a while that KG, I've always thought that KG is best when the ball is just a little bit older, because he runs in and hits that top of the length, where sometimes with the new ball he can try and swing it, and effectively he gets most of his wickets when the balls are a little bit older. So we thought bringing Pato in, he's a new ball bowler, he's done new ball work all of his life, he's more of a swing bowler than KG is. And I thought he did a really good job. He bowled well in that first spell, I think 5 overs for 10 or whatever. But you can always say who knows, what ifs. There was a plan even going, it was more a plan going into the game with the personnel that we picked, that he was going to take the new ball in the specific conditions that we are playing, because we know in PE, if you're leaving the ball in the first session, then you're not bowling how you should be bowling. And Pato is a bowler that is harder to leave because he doesn't get as much bounce as KG. And the other part of your question?
Just KG's suspension, how to think the team on that second?
Yeah, same thing, just frustration. Like you want things, you need things to go in your favour as a team. When you're fighting every day, every session is pressure. You need stuff to go for you. And I've said so many times, the best KG Rabada is when he's that pumped up. I've seen it in his career. When he's fired up, he bowls better. Definitely, he's a fantastic bowler when he's in the fight with the batter, when he's in the batter's face, when he's got a competition of it's you against me. Then you see KG at his best. And we saw that. It was a big wicket for us. Joe Root is a fantastic player, and to get him out, you could see how much it meant to KG. And that's the problem now. Is I suppose we ask him to show that emotion and show that he wants to lead the attack, that he wants to fight, he wants to show that South African spirit. And then it gets taken away from him by celebrating, and that's obviously something that is in the rules of the ICC now, that you're not allowed to be close or vicinity of the batter, whatever the rule is. And that's unfortunate now, because now we're going to a seriously important test match in the next game without our best bowler and one more experienced player out of the team.
Daniel, and then
So at first it seemed like you guys struggled against spin just in subcontinent. But Joe Root and Base showed you guys had a lot of problems when you too. How do you guys improve on that? What do you think we lack when it comes to facing this?
I think it's the same for England. I mean, Kesh got 5 as well. So apart from Stokes, who played him well, and probably Ollie Pope played him really well as well. I think the difference is just the understanding of what you need to do to play spin. And I think as a general, what we need to do better as a batting unit is understand that application of the crease in your first 30 or 40 balls, you need to make sure that you trust your defence, that you can get through that first 30 or 40 balls. Because what we are doing quite a few times is we're losing wickets in clusters, and that's always a big sin in any batting, in any format that you play. In the first innings, I think you can play him positively. I think you can try and take him on, because that's how you play a spinner. You try and put pressure back on them. That's what I try to do. Similar to, you can see when Joe Root, when he comes to the crease, he tries to play a spinner positively. He tries to make sure that he puts this, pressure on the spinner by sometimes taking a little bit of risks. And that's how I got out, trying to play positively. And then you go, well, you should do it the other way around, and then you do it the other way around, and then people say you should play positively. So at the end of the day, you have to find a way. What is your way? At the moment, I think it's just making sure you're clear on what is exactly your game plan. And I think we weren't clear enough we didn't probably expect the ball to spin as much, and therefore the spinner, mentally we weren't strong enough to deal with him on day one. To get 5 wickets so quickly was weak batting from our side.
Possibly you leaving as well next year. There will mainly be the 3 senior guys in the test squad. Are you open to talked about compact guys, possibly returning? Do you think to bolster the squad that's something that should be done?
I'm open to it, definitely. The process of how that will work, I don't know how long that will take, but I think it's important that, similar to the rugby, how they went about the business of bringing overseas players back into the squad, and it made them stronger as a team. Once again, it's a bigger pool of quality players that you can pick from. So yes, I'm for that.
Faf, it's relatively new at the moment. Is it fair to say that you keep doing this job out of a sense of duty, not what else?
Sense of duty, or?
But that's your kind of driving force, right? That sense of duty.
It has been. I won't say it has been my driving force, but I felt that the team has needed a leader to stand up and try and guide the ship through a difficult time. And yes, duty is one of them. I feel like if you leave the team when they need you most, that's not my style. I think one thing has always shown, I've been under pressure a lot of times as a player, and I've come through those times in tough circumstances, playing my best innings under pressure. So I think that speaks for itself that I can't leave the team when they need me most as one of the leaders in the team. We're going through that period as a transition period, and I can't do it obviously forever, and it has been chipping away, as I said before. It does chip away at your character, but for now that is what we need. We can't, I think it will just make it worse if I say I'm out.
Like yourself, Mark said yesterday that when KG's fired up, that's the way he bowls best. In the past we've heard that Quinton playing aggressively, that's just the way he plays. But do you feel a little let down by these senior players? Joe Root open, Stokes batting considerably at times, his bowlers are available for the next match. Do you feel a little alone as captain?
I think certainly what you can see from Ben Stokes is he does have matured his game in terms of he has different levels, and I think there's learning for that for Quinny as well. You know, he's such an unbelievable player, and having X factor in your team is very, very dangerous to have, because you can blow oppositions away, and that's what Ben Stokes has done almost on every occasion now. He starts where he trusts his defence, and then there's a switch where he goes, right, now it's time to put pressure on the opposition, and he plays with freedom. And then he senses moments in the game where he needs to pull his game back a little bit. I was surprised to see how well he did it in the first innings when they batted. We decided to go with a wide plan to him to see what he does, and he left a few alone. There was a lot of good things that we did well in that period. You know, the wicket didn't offer a lot, but there were some really good plans that the bowlers stuck to, and we got wickets in a very, very not normal way. But yes, there's learning for Quinny that in that space you can have different gears, but you never want to become a guy that just worries about your defence, because Quinny at number 6 and 7 has won so many games for us. But a big thing that is important for Quinny is what is before him, and I think it's our responsibility as the top 5 to lay foundation for players like that to come in with freedom and play with freedom. If you look at the England batting lineup, their top 3 actually does a very boring job in a way, but they do a very good job. They make sure they take care of the new ball. They're very limited. They're very they're very set in their game plans, but it works for them. And then Root comes in and plays a little bit more with freedom. Stokes comes in, plays with a bit more freedom, and you can only do that if you set it up for the rest of your batting lineup. So I think Quinton will always be at his best when we can set it up for him, like Gilchrist did all the years for Australia. That's the one element, and obviously, yes, as I said so many times before, in Test cricket you need as much experience as we have, and to lose that in KG makes it tough for me, it makes it tough for the team. And obviously, it's not, I won't say he's let the team down, because we want to see that. It's just he needs to find a different way to stick within the rules of the game. 1 meter further away from the batter, then it's possibly okay. So draw a line on the pitch for him to stay away from.
Okay, finally, Afrikaans questions, starting with Zaire, Ken, and
Afrikaans hier. Jy het aan Johannesburg toe sê dit soek jy 'n groen blad om jy bietjie die wedstryd 'n bietjie kleiner te maak.
Bietjie kleiner te maak. Ja, dit is, kyk, Johannesburg, ons weet nie die pitch lyk daar nie. Ek dink nie dis dieselfde blad as wat dit altyd was nie. Johannesburg was altyd die Wanderers was altyd die vinnige, baie bounce. Maar ek dink hy het stadiger geword met tyd. Ek weet die pitch self het bietjie probleme in terme van die tipe gras wat daar groei. So ons sal moet kyk wat daar is. Maar ja, van 'n span keuses besluit dat ons gaan met kyk na ons span, wat ons wil doen met ons span. Iemand soos Temba Bavuma het lopies gekry, hy het gedoen wat ons gesê het hy moet doen, hy het gaan lopies kry. 'n Goeie ding wat ek sien in domestic cricket is, daar's baie goeie groot 100s wat geskoor word, wat goed is. Daar's baie lopies wat aangeteken word, 100s, 200s, die ouens en goed. So ons sal met kyk of ons hom terug in die span kan kry, want ons kort confidence in ons batting line-up. Daar sal druk wees natuurlik op almal om te perform, weer eens. Maar ja, ek weet nie, ek kan nog nie vir jou sê wat ons gaan kry. Ons het nog nie gepraat met die groundsman by Wanderers nie. Maar ja, dit is soek ietsie wat iemand soos Vernon dalk bietjie meer in die game hou. Soos ek gesien het hierso, was hy nie regtig veel van 'n faktor nie, want die blad was te stadig vir hom.
Faf, dat is groot geraas. Oor baie van die calls, televisiekommentators, baie spelers.
Ja.
Is dit 'n slegte ding? Is dit 'n probleem dat soveel mense wat advies gee?
Dit kan wees. Dis 'n baie goeie vraag. Ek wens jy het dit in Engels ook gevra. Laat die Engelse mense dit ook kan verstaan, maar dis 'n baie goeie vraag, want dis wat gebeur. Ons het 'n jong golf unit, en daar's baie advies wat gegee word. En jong spelers het gekom tot op hierdie vlak deur om te doen wat vir hulle gewerk het. En ewe skielik wat gebeur as jy in die internasionale game inkom, is daar's baie oë op jou, daar's baie kameras op jou, mense analiseer jou tegniek en almal praat oor jou tegniek en hoe jy speel. Soos ek gesê het, een persoon sal sê jy moet spin aanval die hele tyd, 'n ander persoon sal sê jy speel te aanvallend. So jy kan nie vir almal luister nie. Dis die ding, die wonderlike ding van cricket, is almal gaan altyd verskillende opinies hê, want almal het die wedstryd op hulle eie manier gespeel. Jy moet die manier bat wat die beste werk vir jou. Jou is speler wat jou gekry het op daai vlak en jy moet dit trust. Ja, daar's 1 of 2 goedjies wat jy kan aan werk om jou 'n beter speler te maak, maar jy kan nie vir almal luister nie, want as jy dit doen, gaan jy jouself indoen as 'n kolwer.
Wat is jou toekomsplan, especially na die enige reeks teen Engeland?
Myne. Dieselfde wat ek nog altyd vir julle sê, ek's nie 'n ou wat teruggaan op my woord nie, ek sterk op wat my woord is, en my woord het gesê dat ek is in vir al 3 formate hierdie jaar vir die Proteas. Ek dink is belangrik dat ons veral in die witbal cricket gebruik maak van om ander kapteine te sien. Definitief, van die volgende wêreldbeker is 3-4 jaar weg, die 50 oor. daar's nog net 2 toetse na hierdie een in West-Indies en dan is daar niks vir toetskriket tot met die Wêreldbeker nie. En ja, dan na die Wêreldbeker is toetskriket op die oomblik is die formaat wat die meeste tyd weg is van die huis. Dis die formaat wat ja, dit vat die meeste van mens af. So as ek nou moet sê, sal dit seker dit wees, maar ek het gesê ek sal daai besluit maak eers dan.